bank accounts of the poor, exceeding expenses and extending timelines. These used to be common. But now we have the Gati Shakti shared platform. The central government, state governments, district administrations, different departments can coordinate. Each of these knows what the other is doing. Information relating to projects, land use, and institutions are available at a single place. So, each stakeholder sees the same data. This improves coordination and solves problems even before they occur. It is accelerating approvals and clearances. Friends, India is no more a place known for red tape. It is known for red carpet for investors. Whether it is FDI reforms or liberalization of drone rules or steps in the semiconductor sector or the production incentive schemes in various sectors or the rise of ease of doing businesses. Friends, India has many excellent factors coming together. Your investment and our innovation can do wonders. Your trust and our tech talent can make things happen. I invite you all to work with us as we lead the world in solving its problems. I'm sure your deliberations at the Bangalore Tech Summit will be interesting and fruitful. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Well, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, Karnataka is leading from the front. At this juncture, I would request the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka to kindly unveil the Silver Jubilee commemoration plaque of Bengaluru Tech Summit 2022. A very important moment here as Karnataka has achieved, and the Department of Electronics, IT, BT, and SNT Government of Karnataka has several highlights in this regard. I would request the dignitaries to kindly be present during this juncture. The Information Technology Policy 2020-25, the Data Center Policy 2022, establishment of the country's first art park, AI and robotics technology, establishment of centers of excellence in various sectors to drive innovation and entrepreneurship, and of course the Bengaluru Health in Biotechnology Park, establishment of K-Tech innovation hubs across the state, and setting up of the science centers by the Department of Science and Technology. So the list goes on, and indeed, the Honorable Chief Minister, the visionary Chief Minister, is leading from the front towards spearheading Karnataka's #1 position in various sectors. Sammanya Mukhyamantриಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the Honorable Minister of Science and Culture, Finland, His Excellency, Mr. Petri Honkonen. I would request Mr. Petri to kindly address all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Petri.
Dear Chief Minister Pasarvai Bomai, dear ministers, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to bring greetings from the Ministry of Education and Culture of Finland to the Karnataka government and to Bengaluru Tech Summit 2022, the flagship event of the Indian technology scene. I would like to congratulate Bengaluru for being ranked again among the top 10 cities in the world for technology innovation. Bengaluru is clearly the home of Indian R&D and innovation, home of the vibrant startup scene, and also the home for several multinational system integrators who have their headquarters here. Also, Nokia has its globally biggest R&D center here, having more than 7,000 employees working for the unit. I am happy to note that Finland is a partner in the Global Innovation Alliance of Karnataka. I truly feel that here we are in a very good and like-minded company. Dear audience, digitalization is one of the major trends of our time, changing societies and businesses in a profound manner. Rapid technological advances and international competition, together with a set of severe global challenges like climate change, are challenging the world in a new way. However, digitalization also provides us with tools and solutions for tackling these challenges. The current Finnish government program has outlined a socially, economically, and ecologically sustainable society as our priority. There is increasing market potential for circular, climate-friendly solutions based on digital technologies and particularly better utilization of data. We have to aim at building a human-centric data economy. We need to respond to the digital transformation in a fair and in a just way that enhances citizens' trust into digital solutions, data security, and responsible handling of data. We are looking at the possibilities that artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies and digital platforms can provide for businesses and for the well-being of our citizens. Promoting digital skills among the whole population, also the elderly, is of utmost importance to ensure rapid deployment of digital technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to emphasize that in addition to being a good partner in technology development, Finland is also an attractive place to do business. Firstly, Finland is growing into a significant startup hub. The country has the most digital startups per capita in the world. Finland is also a global startup exit leader. And in 2020 and 2021, Finnish startups received the most venture capital funding in Europe in relation to GDP. Just this week, on Thursday and Friday, a world's leading startup event, Slush, will be taking place in Helsinki, in our capital. Slush brings together thousands of startup founders, investors, media representatives, and people interested in the field. Startup incubation is an issue which connects Finland and Karnataka nowadays in a very concrete way. A set of local startups have been selected into the mentoring program run by Nokia, which has its largest R&D center right here in Bangalore. Successful and connected startups can create powerful ecosystems where companies bring synergies and clients to each other. Dear audience, the Finnish government has set the objective for Finland to be carbon neutral and the first fossil-free welfare society in 2035. We strongly believe that the best way to achieve this ambitious goal is to combine emerging clean solutions with the next wave of digital technologies such as AI, Internet of Things, edge computing, and ultimately quantum technology. Big data combined with high-performance computing in the use of climate action is something where Finland has exceptionally strong capacities to utilize. For instance, Finland is the home of the world's third fastest supercomputer, the fastest in Europe, with the speed of 151.9 petaflops. No wonder that Finland is regarded the leading digital economy in Europe. In July 2022, the European Commission ranked Finland as #1 country in Europe in digital performance and competitiveness in the so-called DESI index. The DESI has monitored the digital performance of the EU member states since 2014. Finland has topped the list for several years, ranking first in 2019 and 20 and second in 21. We are also well aware that India is among the fastest digitalizing countries in the world and that it has made tremendous progress in recent years. Karnataka is performing in the digital domain as the Silicon Valley of India. We are eager to work closer together in digitalization and see numerous prospects for mutually beneficial cooperation, for example, related to artificial intelligence. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely hope I got you interested in Finland and possible cooperation with us. Finland is eager to boost active collaboration between our tech companies and universities and Indian partners. We are here to strengthen our excellent, long-standing and diverse ties with India, the fascinating major economy that is developing and digitalizing at a fast pace. As a small and agile, knowledge-intensive country, we are eager to work together with India in finding solutions to global challenges. For Indian top professionals as you, Finnish companies also offer tempting career opportunities for gaining international experience in Finland or in India. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention.
Very happy to partner Karnataka. Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Petri Onkonen, the Honorable Minister of Science and Culture, Finland. We have with us the Director General, Software Technology Parks of India, New Delhi, MeitY, Government of India, Shri Arvind Kumar. I would request Shri Arvind Kumar to kindly address all of us. Bandhugale, swagatisi, Shri Arvind Kumar.
Namaste. Very happy good morning to all. Honorable Prime Minister of India, who was connected with us virtually. Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Sri Basavaraj S. Bommai. Honorable Minister of Science and Culture, Finland, His Excellency Mr. Petri Onkonen. Honorable Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs of Australia, His Excellency Mr. Tim Watts. Honorable Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy, His Excellency Mr. Omar bin Sultan. Honorable Minister for Electronics, IT, BT, SNT, Higher Education, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, Government of Karnataka, Dr. C.N. Asnath Narayan. Other distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, distinguished invitees, industry captains, representatives from media, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be part of this very Bangalore Tech Summit. First of all, I would like to congratulate Government of Karnataka for organizing such a wonderful mega flagship event, Bangalore Tech Summit, which is truly global in nature and has successfully completed 25 years of technology celebration. as the event steps into the silver jubilee year, I am happy that it has returned to its original format after 2 years of pandemic. In fact, it is a matter of commitment of the government of Karnataka that very event conducted even during the hard times of pandemic virtually without compromising on the motive of the event. I am happy to mention that STPI and government of Karnataka have been working closely since last 3 decades and work together for the growth of IT industry in the state. Because of these working together, today we have 227 billion US dollar revenue from IT sector. Out of that, STPI registered unit is contributing to around 80 billion US dollar. And I'm very happy to inform you that out of 80 billion US dollar from all over the country, 40% is coming from the Karnataka itself. And they are not only the number 1, but there's nobody is at number 2. Nobody is even, they are leading with the margin of more than 50%. We have 5,000 ITS unit registered all over the country. Out of that, 1,400 is registered in the Karnataka itself. Following the success of IT industries, now STPI is also focusing in startup ecosystem in the country. We have created 21 Center for Entrepreneurship across the country, which are very domain specific, from artificial intelligence to automobiles to fintech. And one of them in Karnataka is on IoT Open Lab, which is working for IoT. And next one we are going to open at Bangalore, which is for efficiency augmentation along with the government of Karnataka. Success of the startup, it depends on all of us contribution. STPI is also contributing by mentoring the startups, by giving industry connect to them, by providing the seed fund to them, and all our means which is required to be fulfilled by the startup. And the most important thing which is required for success of the startup is called problem statement. All industry veteran or industry captains, they are all requested to provide right problem statements to the startup so that they can develop some good product which could be used not only nationally but also globally at the same time. Our Honorable Prime Minister, he has such a good vision. We always used to give, whenever you listen to him, he always give 1 or 2 problem statement to new technology developers, startups. When I was listening to him on the launch of National Logistic Policy, he said that we should develop technology in such a manner that no drivers sleeps on road at the night. We should ensure by the technology that all the drivers sleeps at their home when they are going back to, when they are running their trucks. Such kind of the statements give the problem statement, thought or food for all of technocrats to develop a technology which can work as a level playing field, which can bridge the digital divide, which can bridge the divide between poor and rich, urban and rural. With this, I conclude an honor to inform this August gathering that the STPI has been co-hosting the flagship event since inception. It has always been a convention to conduct the STPI IT Export Awards function as a part of Bangalore Technology Summit. The STPI IT Awards as a part of this will be done tomorrow in the evening. STPI has been also set up a pavilion where 60 startups are there. You may like to visit those startups also. With this, I wish all the audience and participant will have power-packed 3 days of technology celebration and global networking. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Software Technology Parks of India has indeed been a great co-host for the Bengaluru Tech Summit. Thank you, Shri Arvind Kumar. We have the chairman of the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, Shri B.V. Naidu. I would request Mr. Naidu to kindly us.
Honorable Chief Minister and the ministers of the other countries who are on the dais, and our state ministers, Sri Aswat Narayanji, Sri Nirani, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Before I start, I wanted to congratulate the government, because I've seen this event happening for many years. Like Rama Reddy mentioned that, no other event globally has sustained. More than that, the festive look in the palace grounds, which used to happen during the 2000 to 2004, 2005, that festive look has come back. So I congratulate the Chief Minister, Sri Aswat Narayanji, and Sri Nirani, and of course, Dr. Rama Reddy, Meena ma'am, and all the Vision Group captains here. It's not that easy to sustain the momentum for so many years and bring back that festive mood. When I was walking inside, I felt very nice that I could able to see that. And in Karnataka, we have seen that humble growth started way back in 1992. Only $8 million with the 13 companies were exporting that time. And when we did the first IT.com, we reached $1 billion from Karnataka. Now we reached around $80 billion. That is a humble beginning, and I've seen the growth that has happened. And now we all feel proud. 38% of the software exports come from Bangalore. And Bangalore has become the largest startup hub. And every technology, whether you call the fintech, AI, ML, agri-tech, we are the leaders. When we feel so happy, now the question comes, what next? How can you make sure that we sustain this 38% contribution from Karnataka and also continue to grow the way that we have gone? That will not happen until unless we take this IT growth into the beyond Bangalore. And that is the reason the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission has been created, to make sure whatever we have seen last 25 years in Karnataka, next 20 years, we should see that in the beyond Bangalore clusters. And that roadmap has been created, that kind of leadership what we have with the Chief Minister, and our Minister and the department, this combination will never get back again. And this is the combination which is creating a roadmap for next 20 years. So we have that opportunity. As a KDM and the department, we have that opportunity, and we are working together. The upcoming startup ecosystem, while Bangalore grows, but we wanted to make sure that happens elsewhere, and that is what we are aspiring. That currently, in spite of the early, Karnataka is only the state that has brought in Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli way back in 2000 itself into the setting up of the STPIs. But in spite of that, the growth has not been that significant. Now the time has come. Now all these three clusters contribute only $1 billion, $1.2 billion with probably a lack of professionals. We wanted this growth to reach around $10 billion next 10 years with 10 lakh employees from all these three clusters, and of course with the 10,000 startups coming from these clusters. So this is where the Karnataka digital economy is working both with the industry and the government and strategizing this implementation. And I'm very, very happy to let you know that we have already seen early wins. The early wins in terms of attracting around 25 companies across all these three clusters, and the companies like the IBM and the companies like Indujas are setting up of the operations in Mysore. And also we have seen some AI one of the US company which is focused on artificial intelligence has already have 3,000 people in Hubli, and engineering services companies in Belgaum, and of course the fintech in Mangalore. To have this growth, we are branding this as a Beyond Bangalore clusters and giving some emphasis in terms of the technology. Mysore being a warrior city, we are cyber security, COE is being set up there. And also Bangalore being the city of banking, we are setting up of the fintech COE there in Mangalore, and agri-tech and edutech in Hubli, and engineering services in Belgaum. So this strategy started working, and I'm sure with the kind of leadership and with the kind of foundation that we are laying down, sir, we will reach around $10 billion next 10 years, definitely from these three clusters. While I conclude, I have one request, since on behalf of our Chief Minister and on behalf of the department, behalf of KDM, we have the chairman of the Kindle here, Martin. We request the Martin, and of course, Mr. Lingaraju. We always believe that Lingaraju is part of the government, he's been very active with all of us to consider setting up of the operations in Beyond Bangalore cluster and consider Hubli to set up your operations. And I was talking to chairman, and chairman said they have around 40,000 people across the country, and sir, bring 5 to 10% of the people to Hubli. We'll be grateful for you, and that will bring in a little more, snowball effect on those places. That is why we want it to happen. Unless we do that, we will not be retaining the 38% of the share from Karnataka contributing to the national economy. And that is how we are to make our Prime Minister's vision of creating a $3 trillion economy next 5 years and $5 trillion next 10 years from the digital economy. We are all with you, sir, to do that. Thank you very much.
So as they say, digital is the future. Beyond Bengaluru also is the future. Thank you, Shri Naidu, for your address. We also have the chairperson of the Vision Group on Startups, Government of Karnataka, Shri Prashant Prakash. Bandhugale, swagatisi. Please welcome Shri Prashant Prakash.
Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Baswaraj Bommai, Honorable Ministers, His Excellencies, and other dignitaries on the dais. Greetings to all the stakeholders from our startup ecosystem, founders, angels, and venture capitalists. Welcome to BTS 2022. Karnataka and Bangalore's ecosystem is just 15 years old, but we have really come of age. We are globally the fastest growing technology hotspot and a bright spot in an otherwise challenging macroeconomic environment in the world. This is helping Karnataka and Bangalore garner a disproportionate share of talent and venture capital investments. With this, Karnataka and Bangalore is becoming the epicenter and the engine for creating economic value over the next 3 to 5 years of over $200 billion that is expected by 2027. Today, I would like to share 3 predictions that I think will drive the startup and venture capital narrative in this city, state, and our country over the next 3 years. My first prediction is that Indian startups, which have hitherto remained largely domestic and have tackled solutions within our country, led by our SaaS startups, enterprise tech SaaS startups, which have already got a global recognition for delivering great value at a great price. We have also started to see our B2B and B2C e-commerce companies starting to fan out in the ASEAN and the MENA region. My prediction is that in the next 3 to 5 years, we will see a large portion of our startups show more and more global ambition and garner a larger pie of the global economy. My second prediction is that Indian startups have shown their ability to get great valuations. We have delivered almost 100 unicorns. In fact, I call Bangalore and Karnataka as the as not only the startup factory, but the unicorn factory of our country. But that is just half the story. What our startups need to be able to deliver over the next 3 to 5 years is good profits. It's only profits that will create multi-generational companies and great IPO companies. Only then can we return the $150 million that we have absorbed in this country back to our investors. If we don't return money to our investors, we are not going to get new capital into this country. So my prediction is that of the 100 unicorns, we will have a massive supply chain of IPOs. At least 25 of these unicorns will go IPO in the next 3 to 5 years. And through this, we will be able to create the multiple billion dollars of exit that is required to return money back to our investors globally and in India, which will create a virtuous cycle of more investments coming into the startup ecosystem. My third and final prediction: startups in India have been largely focused on urban India and what urban consumers want. But if we want a nation like what our Prime Minister just spoke about, where we have more inclusive and equitable growth, our startups have to find a larger purpose. The larger purpose is to serve the 300 to 500 million Indians who are digitally enabled, but have very different problems and need very different solutions. A good example is our agri ecosystem. We have 150 million farmers with cell phones today, but less than 10 million farmers are being served. So we need agri-tech startups to focus on providing the right agronomy support, providing the right inputs, the right market linkages. And with this, my prediction is that in the next 5 years, a major portion of our farmers will be able to double their income to fulfill the mission and the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So finally, I would like to say that this year's BTS, from a startup perspective, is going to be special. We will have the largest showcase of startups, 500 plus startups. Please don't miss that. And we will also have a wide-ranging set of startup leaders who will give you their insights in emerging areas such as deep tech, climate tech, agri-tech, and many more. So I would like to thank you all for being here. Ellargu namaskara. Have a very productive BTS. Thank you.
Karnataka indeed is the most preferred destination, and also it's safe and secure. Thank you, Shri Prashant Prakash. I would now request Shri Chris Gopalakrishnan, the chairperson of Vision Group on Infotainment and Technology, to address all this. Shri Chris.
Honorable Chief Minister Sri Basavaraj Bommai, Dr. Ashwat Narayan ji, Sri Nirani ji, ministers on the dais, distinguished guests, friends. Let me also start by congratulating Sri Basavaraj Bommai ji, Dr. Ashwat Narayan ji, Sri Nirani ji, Dr. Ramana Reddy, the entire IT/BT department, and many of you who have made this Bangalore Tech Summit the #1 event. And as we celebrate the Silver Jubilee year and look forward to the next 25 years, I think we can be proud of the journey to date and the base that we have created for the next 25 years. My role is to set the context for the IT, information technology industry, and I will do that very briefly. Digitization accelerated during COVID. The Indian IT services companies and the global centers, development centers in India demonstrated that they have the resilience to withstand any shock, and they came out with flying colors and increased the trust of the global businesses, the multinational corporations on Indian IT services. They continue to grow during COVID. The industry will grow secularly because the investment in digitization, investments in technology will continue to grow over the next several years. I'll come back to this. In the short term, there will be ups and downs because the industry will follow the ups and downs in the global economy, but that's a short-term phenomenon. And there are challenges, and these probably will come up for discussion during the next 3 days about coming back to the campus, coming back to office, issues related to attrition, moonlighting. But I am confident in saying that the industry will face these challenges and will continue to grow. The industry will continue to recruit. And in the near term, I see industry recruiting at least 200,000, 2 lakh people in the near term. Bibi Naidu talked about setting up centers beyond Bangalore. In fact, the IT services companies, the IT companies are setting up centers beyond Bangalore, smaller centers, so that the employees can be closer to home and leverage technology to remotely work from these centers. So I see larger number of smaller centers coming up in Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli Dharwad, Belgaum, etc. The industry is expected to grow at 8 to 10%, and this is on a base of $220 billion. So not a small growth. The march of technology continues. I don't need to name these. These will be discussed in sessions: AI, ML, cloud, IoT, Web3, blockchain, NFT, metaverse, and so on. So these will get discussed in the sessions in the next 3 days. And this is the reason why I believe that the industry will continue to grow. We also need to talk about the unique Indian model for technology deployment. And the Prime Minister talked about equity. The Prime Minister talked about affordability. The Prime Minister talked about reaching the last citizen of the country wherever she or he is. I'm talking about public digital infrastructure and private innovation on top of that, private entrepreneurship on top of that. Clearly, this model is uniquely Indian, and this model is now being recognized globally as the model for the future, especially for developing countries. We will also have to address the issue of data privacy protection. We also need to address the issue of making available public shared databases for our startups, for our entrepreneurs, for our research scientists, etc., so that innovation and entrepreneurship can flourish. I look forward to the next 3 days. Very exciting period for the IT industry. I believe that the next 25 years are going to be even better than the last 25. Thank you very much.
Indeed, Bengaluru Tech Summit is becoming bigger and better. Thank you, sir, for your address. I would now request the chairperson of Vision Group on Biotechnology, Government of Karnataka, Dr. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, for her address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Kiran.
Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Basuraj Bommai, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, Mr. Nirani, distinguished ministers, excellencies, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Every economy in the world today needs to focus on creating a vibrant and sustainable bioeconomy. And India has set a target of attaining a size of $100 billion as a bioeconomy by 2025. And we are well on track to achieve that target. Our next goal is to attain a size of $500 billion by 2047, which will celebrate the 100th year of independence of our country. What is a bioeconomy? I think for every country, sustainability and agriculture are going to be very key pillars of this bioeconomy, where energy security, food security, and health security are going to be paramount. Today, biotechnology is providing far-reaching solutions for many of these challenges that plague a country, not just India, which through its sheer size has to address a large number of such challenges, but every other country that is facing challenges as we have seen in recent times. Today, technologies like gene editing technologies, CRISPR technologies, whether it is nanotechnology, and of course now the convergence of technology that is seeing the prolific use of data science and artificial intelligence in now providing new healthcare solutions through novel diagnostics, drug delivery systems, devices, and other smart technologies that are helping us to address a large number of unmet needs is really the opportunity we all are looking at. What is unique about India, what is unique about Karnataka, and what is unique about Bengaluru is the true convergence of IT and biotechnology. We all talk about Industry 4.0. This is happening at rapid speed across the country and particularly in our state of Karnataka. We are seeing very interesting startups being formed in our state, in India. I know for a fact that our academic tech incubators are proving to be extremely prolific. We have the National Science Center for Biological Sciences with its very, very successful and industry-leading incubator, which is CCAM, which has made waves in the country. We have seen Art Park being mentioned several times now as the Artificial Intelligence and Robotics Park at the Indian Institute of Science. We have the Bangalore Bioinnovation Center at the Institute of Bioinformatics and Applied Biotechnology. And what is important for me to mention here is that every technology hub in the world needs an ecosystem. And I do believe that Bengaluru has a very unique ecosystem, which is very, very rapidly expanding into a global hub. Biotechnology has been hugely supported by the government of Karnataka. And I have had the privilege of being part of this 25-year journey of the Tech Summit, which I believe has allowed us to build this into the biggest cluster in the country. Today, Karnataka and Bengaluru represent 40% of India's biotech industry. And India's largest research services company and biopharmaceuticals enterprise are both headquartered in this city of Bengaluru. I think this is what allows us to dare to dream big and to dream globally. India's future is about shared values in terms of creating an equitable bioeconomy. And in this, we are very pleased to see a number of international partnerships, bilateral agreements, and I'm very pleased to see that India has also been very active in being a thought leader in driving the objectives of Quad to the next level, in which I believe biotechnology has a very, very important role to play. So I do look forward to very interesting deliberations over the next few years and of course at this particular summit. But having said that, I would also like to say that the future for biotechnology is going to be driven by IP and innovation. And that is where I think Bengaluru and Karnataka is going to focus and going to be very successful. Thank you.
Convergence of IT and BT, energy, food, healthcare. Indeed, the key points for the future. Thank you, ma'am, for your address. We also have Shri Naveen Tiwari, the founder and CEO of InMobi, to address all of us. Devar Sujjano Swagat Kijiye Tiwari ji ko.
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka Shri Basuraj Bommai ji, Honorable Minister Ashwant Narayan ji, Honorable Minister Dr. Nirani ji, my friend and His Excellency Umar Aloma from United Arab Emirates. It's an absolute privilege today to be standing here and speaking in front of all of you on the 25th anniversary of BTS. I call Bangalore and Bengaluru my Karm Bhumi. You know, we came here almost 15 years ago as few people with just an ambition, just a desire. And this city and this state converted that ambition into a meaning. Today, I feel so proud of the fact that I made Bengaluru our Karm Bhumi because it allowed us to create InMobi, which became India's first unicorn. I am even more proud of the fact that our journey did not stop there. The Karm Bhumi continued to reap its benefit, continued to give what it always does, and we created one more unicorn few years later called Glance. It must be understood that whatever we have achieved has been achieved on a foundation that was set in this city, in this state, by stalwarts who created and brought Bengaluru on the map several decades ago. We must learn from that generation, and my generation will ensure that what work that was done to set up and bring Bengaluru on the global map, we will continue. Few of those people are actually on the dais, and my generation thank them with folded hand for what they have created and how they brought Bengaluru on a map that will never be erased. We may have started the, I love cricket. So if I use the cricket parlance, we may have hit the first run. But I must thank my colleagues and fellow entrepreneurs because they took that and they continued that journey to essentially hit a century. A large part of that century was actually hit within this state and this city. And I'm so proud that it's not just for us, but it is for so many other entrepreneurs that this has basically become a place where they can come and play their game. Now, I am an entrepreneur. I set ambitions and I go for them. I may fail, but I will go for them. So on this day today, I want to set a bold ambition, a bold vision for India. Firstly, as India, we don't want to play small anymore. We want to play big. And my vision for this country is that we should be writing the software for all the products in the world in the years to come. Technology has absolutely changed the lives, not just in India, but across the globe. It is software that dictates how we live and what we do. It has the potential to essentially change the way we function and we deal with things every day. To be able to write the software for the world, I think we have earned the right. And we have earned that right. We have announced our arrival in a short 15 years. There are many countries in the world that have led on and created a certain sector as their own. Software will be the sector that India will dominate in. Now, I say this for a few reasons. One, geopolitical. The geopolitical changes in the last year or so especially clearly indicate that the world needs a new alliance, a new partner. I would argue not just India, I would say Bangalore actually has an opportunity, and it's visible out here right now, to forge those alliances, international alliances, where we are not just inviting international partners into our home, but we are also crossing the ocean and going there, taking our products into their homes, because we have earned the right to take our software products into the homes across the globe. The second reason I believe we could do this is because the next generation of software needs to be based on innovation and IP creation. When I started in Mobi many years back, it's now almost 15 years, I was told quite blatantly on my face that you cannot create a product out of India. You don't deserve a seat on the table to build a product. I think we proved few people wrong. I think we created a global product, and I think our country will create a lot more global products because we have the talent, we have the people, and we have, more importantly, we have the ambition to be able to create those kind of products that will go everywhere. And it is actually visible. If you look around, some 80,000 startups in the country, 100+ unicorns, $500 billion give and take of valuation. If that's not innovation in a short period of 15 years, then I don't know what innovation is. So we've earned the right to essentially create IP, and we will create the best products in the world that the world will be living on. And we have actually done so in our own country, and our own country has gone through digitization that no other country has actually seen. I go across the board globally, and I find rich countries being third world countries because they have not made a digitization movement like we have. And I think we can take this on their shores. And third and last reason why I believe this is possible is because we have a certain type of natural resources, people, talent. And Bangalore is quite good at that, by the way. We are really good at having some of the best talent in the world. Again, when I go across the world, and sit across different boardrooms. It is so interesting. The conversation language has changed from English to Hindi, because every technologist in the room across the globe is actually an Indian. That's a great cultural melting pot that we have created, and we must utilize that. We have amazing talent at home. We have sent amazing talent across the globe, and we will be able to essentially utilize this for our benefit. I want to end my talk because I am quite certain that we will achieve this dream. I'm a huge believer in India, and I've seen the country change in the last 15 years. So I actually absolutely believe that we will be able to ride and have the world run on our software in the next 10 years or so. I only have one last thing to add. I don't want to be called Silicon Valley of India. I want this to be called Bengaluru of Bharat. Jai Hind.
Words of supreme gratitude and, of course, tremendous amount of confidence there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause for Shri Naveen Tiwari. Thank you, sir. We also have the chairman and CEO of Kyndryl, Shri Martin Schreiter. Welcome to you, Shri Martin. Bandhugale swagatisi, Shri Martin Schreiter.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be speaking to all of you today here in Bengaluru, as well as to those watching from around the country and around the world. You know, the sheer scale of what BTS has become is so impressive to witness. It's such a fantastic platform that the government of Karnataka has created to bring us all together. So my thanks to the government of Karnataka for the invitation, and my thanks to the people of Bengaluru for the warm welcome. I spoke last year at this event, but it was virtually, and it's so much better to be here in person, to experience the energy and experience all that's happening. So I am delighted to be here, particularly this year, as India celebrates its 75th year of independence. It's such an exciting and inspiring milestone. It is a privilege. It's a real privilege for me to be speaking here along with the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Basvaraj Bomai, the Honorable IT Minister, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, and all the senior leaders, government officials, and the dignitaries. I am really pleased to have the opportunity to speak speak with so many distinguished global and Indian leaders. Esteemed audience, I do always enjoy to Bengaluru because it is such a storied place with a great history. And today, as you've heard from others as well, Bengaluru is the modern, vibrant epicenter of tech innovation in India. It's a place that really represents that important nexus of creativity and ambition for the world's fastest growing major economy. So today already, this nation is recognized globally for its economic prowess. Now the fifth largest economy in the world. And I think, as Prime Minister Modi so aptly put it, this is going to be India's decade. This is the techade. And it's no surprise, I think, that he's made it his mission to realize the next several years as India's Amrit Kal, the golden period. And India's built one of the most sophisticated and, quite frankly, enviable IT hubs anywhere, here in Bengaluru included. And as the Prime Minister said, it's already the third largest startup ecosystem on the planet. And India has done this by embracing the power of cutting-edge technology. And the government I think puts India on a path to achieve a $5 trillion economy by 2025. And I look at recent examples. For instance, I look at the Bengaluru International Airport and its new addition, its Terminal 2, which was just inaugurated earlier this week. We, Kyndryl, are a close and very proud partner in that project. So we're deeply familiar with what the technology does to make that so special. And that new terminal will help millions more to visit this already impressive region through what is now India's third busiest airport. And that's huge, that's enormous. It's a metaphor for what the world can and should expect from India, because it's a portal into the heart of Indian innovation. And it's a signal that the world should expect great things. It's a signal of forward-moving momentum and a fresh technological leadership on a global scale. And with India taking over the presidency of the G20 in just a few weeks, it's a really auspicious time for Bengaluru International Airport and others to show the economic prowess and the technological prowess that India has built. Now, in my role running Kyndryl, one of the biggest privileges I have is the proximity to our customers and to their mission-critical operations. We build, operate, and manage the tech infrastructure that businesses and governments around the world rely on every single day. Here in India, we're proud to be a trusted partner to the people and to the enterprises that are working to build and extend next generation digital infrastructure across the country. Our work in India, Kyndryl's work in India, touches the lives of more than 1 billion people through our customers, and we employ tens of thousands of skilled professionals here, each of them supporting customers both locally and worldwide. And every day, our Kyndryl show up for our banking, our telecoms, our supply chain partners, making sure that their digital infrastructure in these critical sectors of the economy operate smoothly. So when someone talks about the health of the global economy and how it actually works, we see the inner workings of how commerce moves, and we're deeply involved in the conversation with our customers and our partners every day. And so because of what I'm seeing through our customers, I believe we're experiencing in the world right now is a moment of realignment. Over the last 4 decades, the global economy is woven really tightly together in a complex set of economic and political agreements. But the last few years, as everybody knows, has challenged that system. The result of a life-altering pandemic, renewed geopolitical tensions, and fractured supply chains. And so the global economy is experiencing tectonic shifts in how commerce and data flow. And we see this, we at Kyndryl see this as an unmissable opportunity and a chance to rewire the global economy for the better. And in India, rewiring for the better goes hand in hand with, I think, the existing national priorities and national imperatives. Prime Minister Modi has talked about his vision for leveraging digital transformation to promote the public good, and how crucial it is to extend economic access to all 1.4 billion of India's citizens. That includes connecting and protecting merchants of all sizes who want to plug into that wider digital economy. And you have one of the greatest success stories right here in India already, the Universal Payments Interface, UPI. Today, the UPI is the benchmark on how to enable real transformation through microtransactions and mobile payments. And it underpins that financial infrastructure. In just 6 years, a very short period of time in enterprise technology, in just 6 years, it's become the most popular way that Indians make digital transactions. And it's grown over 400% just since March of 2020, really turbocharging the ambitions of India's technology and digital ideas. So these ideas will usher in a new era where digital innovation and trade will reach every corner of India's population. And at Kyndryl, we aspire to be part of that, to be the heart of that and help through policies such as Digital India. And we think we can be a part of bringing that vision together and rewiring for a more inclusive economy. Kyndryl is here in India to build alongside our customers and our partners, not just for the short term, but also for the long term. And that includes how we think about and how do we rewire for a more sustainable world. It's a priority here in India. As again, Prime Minister Modi has said, when India grows, the world grows. And when India reforms, the world transforms. Which is why India's climate goals are so important to how the world works. The essential work to make that possible, which is also driving a strong economy, won't happen in a vacuum. It will happen through partnerships and close collaboration. And we're seeing early successes as we work alongside our customers to tackle that very same challenge. We know that, as an example, migrating to cloud technology can enhance overall energy efficiency. And we've seen how our smart deployment of AI it can be used to reduce energy emissions. So it's a major priority for Kyndryl as well. And we've spent the last year, our first year as an independent company, working to better understand our global carbon footprint. And in December, just a month from now, we'll be sharing our own goals to achieve net zero carbon emissions in the near future. And finally, and importantly, rewiring for a better future is not just about technology. Every single enterprise knows that the most precious resource is a talented workforce. That's why I believe when you rewire for skills, you're rewiring for a stronger, better future. And India is an integral part of how we at Kyndryl will rewire our own skills. We're actively investing in building our employee skills, not just for our current ambitions, but for the future. When we upskill our talented workers, we ensure access to a group of curious, driven, ambitious people who want to leave their mark. These are the people on the front lines who are making those systems work every day. Their work will be crucial to run those systems, to safeguard those systems for enterprises and for governments. And we already see the fruits of their labor in the rise of remote work, telemedicine, remote education, and greater access to banking. And they're showing that a world of data for all and skills building is one where equity and inclusivity is enhanced for everyone, no matter where they live, even beyond Bangalore. So while the world is in a moment of realignment and rewiring, I invite you to see this as an opportunity to see India's global leadership as a technological and economic superpower will be vital. And I believe we're sitting now at the intersection of opportunity and purpose. And by rewiring for progress, we can demonstrate not only a revamped commitment to our workers and our communities, but also to the quality of life for our people across India and for the planet. So thank you again for the opportunity to be here and to share Kyndryl's perspective. I have never been more optimistic about the opportunity to develop and foster a more inclusive, more sustainable future together right here in India and around the world.
Well, at the backdrop of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Kyndryl has joined hands with Indian organizations and companies in their quest and progress through digital transformation. Let's give a round of applause and thank Shri Martin Schroeter, Chairman and CEO of Kindle. Thank you, sir. I would now request the Honorable Minister for Electronics, IT, BT, Science and Technology, Higher Education, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, and Livelihood, Government of Karnataka, Dr. C. N. Ashwath Narayan, to address all of us. Dr. C. N. Ashwath Narayan.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning to all the delegates, dignitaries, invitees who have assembled here to celebrate the Bengaluru Tech Summit. And this year it's very special, as all of you know, as we are completing 25 years of the Tech Summit. In all of your presence, we are celebrating in a physical way and a very meaningful way the growth what has happened in past 25 years has been very well understood, and we have been growing from strength to strength. And the narrative, the way, the journey what we have passed through in the past 25 years is very well known. Today is a day, very special day for all of us to come together to celebrate it as one from across the world. It is not just Bengaluru or Karnataka. We have representatives, delegates who have come from all the parts of the world and all the parts of the country, together as one word. On this occasion, I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the dignitaries, invitees who have come all the way for today's Bengaluru Tech Summit. On this occasion, on the dais, we have our most respected Honorable Chief Minister. Under his leadership, we have been growing from strength to strength, and this very show showcases how the state of Karnataka has grown and has done its bit to the growth of the technology, innovation, and in all other sectors, biotechnology. So we want to further have a very clear roadmap where we need to go, how to go about it. Probably in this direction, we have been trying to reinvent ourselves, do the right things, enable and facilitate. Our responsibility has increased. So fully understanding what needs to be done, how this has to be facilitated, we are working in this direction with the support of the industry, by the industry, of the industry, for the industry. So in this direction, our Honorable Chief Minister is an engineer by qualification. He can understand the language or the needs and necessity of the innovation and the technology, the engineering and of the biotechnology. Probably understanding all these challenges, we are able to enable and facilitate, come out with the right policies under his leadership. Today, the very success of this event, the presence of more than 5,000 delegates and having more than 575 exhibitors, this Bengaluru Tech Summit has been our flagship. This has been the flagship, and this has become the largest technical show in the Asia. So we feel really extremely good and we want to further strengthen and promote. So I would like to thank my leader, my Honorable Chief Minister, for leading from front and enabling and facilitating and ensuring this show goes on very successfully. And we have my colleague, the Industries Minister, on the behalf of the people of our country and people of our state. I wholeheartedly welcome and acknowledge the presence of all of three of you, sir. And pillar of strength, as this show, it's been always managed and curated by the industry. We have our three pillars: the chairman of the Vision Group for IT, Mr. Chris Gopal Krishna, the chairman for the biotechnology, Kiran Muzumdar, and the chairman for the startups, Mr. Prashant Prakash, who have been the pillars, who have been leading, and they're really responsible. Chief Secretary, Madam Vandita Sharma, our ACS, Raman Reddy sir, who has been working very passionately and he's done his best, and as well as our director, Meena Nagraj, and all the star of startup, the unicorn, the first unicorn of our state and our country, is Mr. Navin Tiwari. His very presence reflects the strength of the younger generation and the future of our country. And as well as we have our STP Director General, part of this show, sir. And I wholeheartedly thank you for coming all the way and attending our function. And all other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, front from India. I will not take much of your time. So I would like to start my speech with quoting my Honorable Prime Minister's statement. It makes very clear his statement. The statement quoted by our nose farmer is connected to global markets. I dream of in a digital India where 1.4 billion Indians drive innovation. I dream of in a digital India where the world looks up to India for its next big idea. A huge salute to our Digital India founder, Sri Narendra Modi ji, for his vision, which has become a reality, Atmanirbhar Bharat. As all of you know, the reputation what Bangalore and the Karnataka has gained over the time is because of all of your support. It's been known as an science city. In the beginning, it was known as an science city, later on as an electronic city, from there to services, IT, information technology, Silicon Valley, and then the startups. Many names we are now gained many names and many reputation. So all these things has happened over the time. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut. We need to look inward and look forward to ensure that there's a real equitable, inclusive society, addressing the challenges of the society, ensuring there's a real equitability and the quality of life. The quality of life is everything very important, and sustainability. So keeping in mind the very mission of the entire world to make it a net zero emission world is a very important challenge which can be achieved, and the talent what the entire country or the entire world has been looking up, we are also trying to ensure there will be sustainability in the talent also. The way the learning is happening also, we are trying to address it very strongly. Very strongly, we are trying to address how the talent can be sustained and complemented, and the supply chain become the knowledge-based century or knowledge-based economy. Any future centuries, it will all be based on our knowledge. Fully understanding what needs to be done in this direction, our government, the state of Karnataka, we've been enabling the right kind of learning, the right kind of facility, and emphasizing the education in a very big way. The quality education is being given the topmost priority, and the skilling. So each and every person will be given a good opportunity to help himself to come to make sure that his dream comes true. As the logistics and the numbers, what we have been achieving, and we have a target of 300 billion digital economy, which we need to achieve by 2025. Probably in this direction already, the IT exports, the present numbers, what we have is already 100 billion US dollars IT exports has been happening from the state of Karnataka. And the share of the bioeconomy in the state of Karnataka is around 36 billion. So overall, we are very sure that we are going to achieve by 2025 a 300 billion US dollar economy in the digital economy itself. In the digital economy itself, we are going to achieve 300 billion. And more so with regard to the starting, the first unicorn started from Bengaluru, The 100th unicorn also was from Bengaluru. The starting and the century, both were from Bengaluru. We have more than 40 unicorns from state of Karnataka, and the valuation of the startup valuation, the share of the valuation from Karnataka, it is more than 55% in the startup valuation. So it has been very encouraging economy, and it's been very futuristic. And with regard to the infrastructure also, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we are going to give topmost importance and facilitation to ensure the best possible infrastructure is provided in the state of Karnataka, particularly in the city of Bangalore, with regard to the physical infrastructure, let it be housing, healthcare, education, transport, public mobility. Even the mobility will be given topmost importance in this direction. Already a lot of measures have been taken up. It's a matter of time. We'll ensure that Bangalore is the best place to live and ensure the quality of life will be taken care, and it will become the safe and the best place to live in the entire world. So more so, as this event has been celebrated as a flagship event, we wholeheartedly thank all of you for coming all the way, taking out all of your precious time and being part of this summit. Tech Summit is something very unique to us. It's a place where we can celebrate coming together and to ensure that entire universe challenges, whatever is being faced, can be addressed together by coming together as a universe. And as the days passes from the physical world, we are getting into the virtual world. So we'll not be having any boundaries. So we'll start living without boundaries. It will become a completely a virtual world, a human world, where we care for each other with human values. So the way forward, fully understanding the days to come, all of us need to work together, come together, and become one universe, one world, to ensure that everything becomes equitable, everything becomes very progressive, and everything becomes very inclusive. I think that's the way forward, whether we like it or not, that is the future. So with these few words, I would like to stop here. We have taken much of your time, and it's been a very long inaugural event. I thank once again all the dignitaries who have come from different parts of the world and been part of this event. We wholeheartedly welcome all of you for this Bengaluru Tech Summit, the 25th event. Namaskara, Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Karnataka indeed is the ideal destination to realize your dreams and turn it into reality towards progress, growth, development, and of course, prosperity. Let's all give a round of applause to Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan for his address. Thank you, sir. I would now request the Honorable Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs of Australia, His Excellency, Mr. Tim Watts. Welcome, Mr. Tim.
Namaste.
We would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Petri Onkonen, Honorable Minister of Science and Culture, Finland, for his presence. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Namaste. Namasakra. I'm very pleased to be here in Bengaluru as the representative of the new Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, leading a delegation of over 40 Australian technology companies and policy thinkers to BTS in its 25th Silver Jubilee year. I would like to extend my thanks to Sri Narendra Modi ji, the Honourable Prime Minister of India, for his virtual address, Sri Basavaraja Bommai, the Honourable Chief Minister of Karnataka Tak. The government of Karnataka, under the leadership of Dr. Ashwath Narayan, have been gracious in their hospitality and excellent hosting of the Bengaluru Tech Summit. I'd like to acknowledge all of the dignitaries present here today, and indeed everyone in the room today who makes BTS what it is. It's great to be back here in person. Australia has been a long-time supporter of the BTS, and we recognise its importance as a forum for bringing together the international technology ecosystem in this dynamic city of Bengaluru. The Australian government is deeply committed to advancing our technology partnership with India in the context of our broad-based comprehensive strategic partnership. And when it comes to critical technology, no partner matters more to Australia than India. And that is why we are committed to opening our new joint Australia-India Centre of Excellence for Critical and Emerging Technology Policy right here in Bengaluru. Indian and Australian expert collaboration will develop potentially globally applicable policy approaches that values and drives innovation by encouraging the responsible development of critical technologies. We'll also open a new Consulate General in Bengaluru in 2023, our 5th diplomatic office in India, to support connections and growth opportunities with this dynamic part of South India. I understand that the new direct flight from South India to Australia between Bengaluru and Sydney has been solidly booked since its launch in November. To use a cricketing analogy, the Australia-India technology relationship has now entered the power play. Over this summit, I look forward to engaging with many of you to explain further why Australia is an ideal destination for Indian technology companies and talent to invest, to work, to study, and to live. Australia offers one of the best business climates in the world, and our companies are eager adopters of cutting-edge technologies. We offer flexible visa programs and pathways for skilled migrants. My own electorate in Melbourne's West is home to a significant number of Australians of Indian origin who work in the tech sector. Indeed, 1 in 10 of the voters in my electorate were born in India. Our universities are world-class, and we are glad to have welcomed back large numbers of Indian students to our shores. And our interim economic cooperation and trade agreement signed this year will also give generous post-study work rights to STEM graduates. Now, I'm sure I don't need to outline the benefits of an Australian lifestyle to the people in this room. We are routinely rated as one of the best places in the world to live. But please do stop by the Australian Country Pavilion in the exhibition hall to learn more. We also recognise the immense value that India offers Australian firms, whether by way of tech talent, impressive research collaboration, or a thriving global tech hub in which innovation and back-end service logistics thrive and prosper. And in a policy sense, as comprehensive strategic partners, Australia and India can work together to tackle the many pressing challenges before us, including contributing to securing supply chains for critical minerals, developing new technologies in response to climate change, and bringing to market technologies which improve every aspect of the day-to-day life of our citizens. I look forward to the discussion over the course of BTS and offer my thanks to the Government of India and the Government of Karnataka for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you.
Australia, very happy to be associated with Karnataka and India. Thank you, His Excellency, Mr. Tim Watts. I would now request His Excellency, Mr. Omar bin Sultan Al Olama, Honorable Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy and Remote Work Applications, United Arab Emirates, to address all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, your round of applause, please.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure and privilege being in front of all of you here today in what has become, for sure, one of the global pinnacles and milestones for technology and the advances of technology, the BTS conference. I'd like to start off by thanking the Honorable Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai for his invitation. I'd like to also thank every single delegate that's spoken before me. And I'd like to kick off by referring to a statement that was made by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, where he said that in India, we hope that you don't see red tape, but rather see red carpets. And I must reassure everyone and reaffirm that this is everything that we've seen so far. Red carpets everywhere from every single individual, every single engagement that we've had to this point. This is true not just of Bengaluru, but every single Indian company and every single Indian individual that I've met over the past couple of years since assuming office. One of my good friends, Naveen Tiwari, who's here today, also really embodies the sense of openness, of collaboration, of trying to always create a better future for people both in India and the rest of the world. I do not need to promote the strong relationships between the United Arab Emirates and the Republic of India. These relationships go back millennia, ever since Saruq al-Hadid, which is a heritage site in the UAE. We've seen that the UAE and India have had long-rooted ties in culture, in trade, in joint societies as well for millennia. This is specifically why our belief is that India is not just the past and the present, but India is also the future. And that the future is going to have an Indian fingerprint on it for everyone, everywhere. In the field of technology, we know that today technology is being driven out of states such as Bengaluru, but technology that comes from the rest of the world as well has an Indian fingerprint because there are Indians shaping the future of technology in these different places across the world. I'd like to also make a statement that does not contradict but adds to some of the predictions that were made by some of the previous speakers. I don't think that it's just going to be the future of technology that's going to be driven by India. It's going to be the future of technology, it's going to be the future of education, it's going to be the future of finance. Many sectors are going to be reshaped by India. One of the main reasons and principles for that, when making such a bold statement like this, is the fact that today, if you want to see the future of having a connected, enabled society, all you have to look at is India. Looking at the India stack, whether it's JAM or UPI, and you know that today there are nations that have scale, but agility as well. Nations that have resilience and ingenuity and creativity. And if anything, this inspires us to do a lot more. We hope that the CEPA agreement that was signed between the United Arab Emirates and India is a great stepping stone for us to springboard into the new millennium and create the new era of technologies together. We also believe that the I2U2 agreement between the United Arab Emirates, India, Israel, and the United States of America is going to be one of the role model agreements that many countries are going to build their collaborations on. I do hope that your deliberations are going to continuously create a better future for the society here in Bengaluru and more broadly in India and the rest of the world. And urge all of you, if you want and are willing to migrate the ideas that you have and help bring these ideas to the rest of the world, to Africa, to the Middle East, then the UAE is a natural springboard. We know that the startups in Bengaluru always look at the UAE as a natural hub for Africa, but we also see that the startups in the UAE naturally look at India to expand and to be more enabled and more able. Thank you very much for your invitation, and I wish you successful deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, for your address. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Karnataka has always been a pioneer in whatever it does. And now it's my pleasure to request the Honorable Chief Minister could kindly release the Research and Development Policy, the Karnataka Research, Development and Innovation Policy. I would request the task force members of Research, Development and Innovation Policy task forces to kindly come over and be present. Professor Ashok S. Shetter, Professor Rajesh Sundareshan, Professor Srivardhini Jha, Professor Shiv Prasad, Dr. Nandini Prasad, Mr. Madhusudan Atre, Mr. Balaji Srinivas Holur, Mr. Anant Kopar, Professor Meenakshi Rajiv, Professor Vidya Shankar, and Dr. Jai Asundi. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for this all-important moment, as the aim of the policy is indeed manifold. strengthening governance and financing of research and innovation system, strengthening research and innovation capacity, research and innovation to drive the regional ecosystem, research and development and innovation to support entrepreneurship and micro, small and medium enterprises, and to promote research and development and innovation in priority sectors for social transformation. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವೀನ್ಯತೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಆಡಳಿತ ಹಾಗೂ ಹಣಕಾಸು ವೆಚ್ಚವನ್ನು ಬಲಪಡಿಸೋದು, ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವೀನ್ಯತೆಯ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನ ಬಲಪಡಿಸೋದು. Please give a round of applause. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೋರಾದ ಕರ್ತಾಡನ. This will be the leading document for other states to follow. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಆದ್ಯತಾ ವಲಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಾವೀನ್ಯತೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸುವ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿದೆ. We would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for releasing this document. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would now request the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Baswaraj S. Bommai, to kindly address all of us. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೋರಾದ ಕರ್ತಾಡನದೊಂದಿಗೆ let's all welcome, ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸೋಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದ ಶ್ರೀ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಬೊಮ್ಮಾಯಿ ಅವರು.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡದ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. It has been a great pleasure being here and listening to all the leaders of the world and leaders in technology for almost 2 hours. Each one has brought in a new idea, a new scale, and a new vision. And I feel that this itself is a very good foundation for the success of this summit. A good beginning is half done. That's what people say. And I believe that we have done really a good beginning, thanks to all the dignitaries on the dais and all the delegates. Bangalore Tech Summit has got its own place in technological world, and it has got a very good legacy. It has stood the test of the time, and now it is on the anvil to fly high in the future. So on this occasion, I really welcome and recognize the presence of Sri Petri Honkan, who has just now left, His Highness Mr. Omar bin Sultan Al Ulama, Minister of State of Artificial Intelligence, UAE, His Highness Mr. Tim Watts from Australia, and our own ministers, Sri Ashwath Narayan, Murugesh Nirani, and we have Chairman and CEO of Kendrell, Martin, and we have Naveen Tiwari, Arvind Kumar, and our Chief Secretary, Srimati Vandita Sharma, our ITBT Secretary, Ramana Reddy, and Chairman Vision Group, and a leader in biotechnology, not only in Karnataka, she is a leader in the world in biotechnology, Dr. Kiran Majumdar Shah, and Chairperson Vision Group, Information and Technology, Sri Krishna Gopal Krishnan, who has been a very, very effective leader, silently working for last 3 decades for the growth of IT sector in Karnataka and in Bangalore. And Sri Prashant Prakash, Chairman Vision Group of Startups, who has got tremendous ideas about not only the startups, but about the entire ecosystem to how to take it forward. And I recognize the presence of Sri Ashok Shettar, who was a chairman of our own R&D policy, which we have now just now released. Ladies and gentlemen, and my press friends, I think